Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to another late night here on the East Coast. How y'all doing? Hopefully pretty good. How we looking here? Everything seems fine. All the lights seem to be green or red. Oh yeah. Remember this now. We just got up to the bridge. This is kind of... We need more concrete. This... oh. I don't remember the jump being quite that floaty. Like this, it's not perfect, right? It's not exactly what we want, but we'll get something figured out soon enough. Hopefully, I'm mostly cohesive right now. I think I am. Super tired. Didn't get a lot of sleep. Long day at work. I mean, technically, I didn't work any more than I usually do. You know, it's an 8.5-hour shift. But I don't know, you know those days when you just don't get a lot of sleep? Then you go into it and it's really hot, so you feel like you're more tired. Hey, Yankers, how you doing, man? Add to that, tonight was pretty fun. So, these days, I, not every night, let's say it's kind of, I don't know. Like recently, for like the last like week or two, like every other day, I've kind of made up like a fun little cocktail or two to go with supper. I forgot this. I kind of want to get rid of this. We should really automate this because I do need concrete. We're gonna kill this for right now. We're gonna just put the portable miner in. I could just manually do it, and then we'll rebuild this when we're ready for it. Either way, I've just been making up some cocktails for supper, just to try it out because you know, I'm really into to mixology right now. I'm having a lot of fun with that, and I like learning how things interact with each other. And normally I'll have like, you know, we might have drinks once like a week if we have a game night, or usually every other week. So give or take like 2.5 times a month. So it's not very common we have them. So I was like, you know what, it'd be kind of fun. We're not going to get drunk off it, but if I just make a cocktail with supper, maybe two, so we can each have one and try them, and you know, just for a little light fun. Certainly, nobody in the world, like, it doesn't even matter if you think you do. You don't get drunk off a single drink, unless you're taking like, you know, a double shot of like some overproof rum or something like that, right? Or like moonshine. But you know, realistically, you don't. Sorry. I don't know. I got randomly sniffly. Either way, long story short, where I'm going with that. Tonight, Granny came home. We haven't seen Granny, like, we see her on occasion, but we don't really get to see her too often. She's been looking after her sister, who has cancer, you know. Things have been interesting, but point is, we don't, like, Granny still lives in our basement, but we don't really see her that often. Not like it sounds bad, but she has like a little granny suite. We've like built, fully renovated when we bought the house. Like that was the whole idea. But yeah, you can feel loose. Yeah, but you're not gonna be like drunk, right? Anyway, so that was the idea. But since Granny was home, and Granny used to be quite the prolific drinker, from what I understand, and it's very hard to usually get her to have any alcohol. You might be lucky you know, on a night when you're having like some sort of a party, to trick her into having like a single rum and Coke. Although she drinks Pepsi. Or not rum and Coke, sorry. She does, what's she do? Some really garbage whiskey. Like just the cheaper, like JP Weisers. Like just the cheapest horseshit whiskey you can imagine. And a little bit of Pepsi. That's you know, that's the most you can get out of her. The in-law suite, yeah. Absolutely. So tonight was a bit different. I don't know. I couldn't even tell you who, what, when, where, or why. But tonight I was like, hey, you know, Granny, would you like to watch a movie with us? I just got a new movie in the mail. Like, we have a bunch that we haven't watched anyway, because we pick them up at flea markets and stuff like that. But I was like, you know, this movie I'm really excited to watch. Maybe we can watch that. It should be fun. Yeah, it sounds good. Okay. And I was like, well, we're going to be making, like, kebabs. I prepped some up yesterday. We can have that for supper. Want any of those? No, not really. And I was like, oh, well, you know, we sometimes, you know, we'll have, like, a little cocktail or something. Would you like to maybe have a drink with us? And Granny was like, oh, sure, I'll have a drink. And I was like, oh, cool. And then she's like, are you going to be having your drink before or after supper? And I'm like, well, I was gonna have it after. That's what, like, I usually have it with, right? And I was like, why, is there something you
Barrel
would
nuts
prefer?
can be added to the object scanner catalog after unlocking the new blueprint in Hub Tier 1.
Oh, that's cool. And she's like, well, could we have it before? And I'm like, yeah, I don't see why I couldn't make them up before. Again, I usually like to sip it as like my drink with my meal, but you know, whatever, right? That could be fun. Anyway, long story short, I got Granny like fucked up. Really fucked up. And we all, you know, drank quite a bit actually. And Kaylin never drinks. And like occasionally, you know, like even when we have a party, we're talking Kaylin will be like 2 drinks. And when I say a drink, I mean I refer to a standard drink, which is, you know, a shot of a hard liquor, something around the 40%, a glass of wine, or a, you know, a beer, you know, just the standard drink. Tonight, Kaylin, Granny, and I, give or take, but we each had about 14 standard drinks. I think Kaylin was maybe 15. But yeah. So we ordered some pizza, we watched a movie, and bejesus, I poisoned the hell out of everyone, my cocktails. But it's me, so I'm like completely stone sober, even though I mean, my body, I like physically drunk, but mentally fairly alert. So I'm usually pretty good at doing that. I don't know, I compartmentalize, or I, you know, separate the something. I don't know, but my brain doesn't manage to handle it. Okay, so we are going to try and run that over. I'd like to, just for look's sake, I would like to fix this up, I think. Just make this a little prettier. And like I said, eventually we're going to be... How expensive is this, actually? 6? Yeah, we can get away with this. So eventually the plan is to have like a proper catwalk system come up. And I think that's going to look nice. Until then, though, I kind of want to... I think our ramp is going to look somewhat better like so. I don't know, actually. I've kind of changed my mind on that. Well, let's try it, right? See what happens. Do I like this? No, it doesn't even work. So we'll have to do it here. Alternatively, do something along the lines of... I guess almost killed myself there, but I'm not crazy about this, hey. What's this like? Okay. Yep, almost died. No problem. Yeah, I like this kind. You know, this kind of works. I think that's what it's just gonna have to be until we get the catwalk system up and running. Either way, yeah. Yeah, it was hilarious. Granny at one point was like just being super like sassy and funny and like talking a lot of shit. And like while I don't know, I was mixing a drink for her or something like that. And I turn around because she like stopped talking for a second. I went to like shit talk her back, and it just immediately like she was just passed out like right there. So of course we shook her and we propped her up, handed her her drink back, and said, okay, we'll put the movie back on, don't worry. And it was a good time. So what do we want to work on? I know I want to get that concrete coming. Is that priority number 1? I think that's priority number 1. Priority number 2 is concrete, cable, etc. is getting low. Priority number 2 is copper. That's also going to be kind of a big one. What can I tap into this one? I forget the length you can do with the power lines. You'd think in Factorio there's this really nice system where you can kind of just click drag your power lines. I'm not sure, like I can't reach here. I assume what you can do. Oh, you can do that in this game too. That's perfect. Wow, those go forever though. Oh, the wire's too long. It's still quite far. Okay, that's nice. I was gonna say it'd be nice if this game had a similar system. Good. You drink this, you'll feel better. Yeah, well, I mean, if you make like a breakfast cocktail, right? You know what I mean? You give them some tomato juice or something. That's what they recommend, actually. That's why breakfast cocktails exist. Sort of known as like a hair of the dog drink, if you will. But the idea that the only thing that's going to help that hangover from last night is getting a little bit more drunk, but having a bunch of fat and proteins and stuff like that to sort of help you through it. Whether or not that actually works, I don't know. I'm looking into it though. I purchased a book that talks a little more about like the science behind the cocktails and their inventions or stuff, because I find that fascinating. Like I said, I like reading books about cooking and stuff. Actually, Zelfa's purchased probably one of my favorite cookbooks. I don't like most cookbooks, but he's purchased probably my favorite one I've read to date, which like it's just like a standard vegetarian cookbook. Some interesting recipes in there, but the big thing about it is it opens the huge section talking about how to tell what fresh produce is. You know what I mean? Like, is this good and stuff? And that's super cool, in my opinion. We're just gonna let this concrete feed. We'll come collect it in a bit. I'm gonna delete this conveyor pole. I hate it. I hate everything about it. It's garbage. We'll be back to work on that once we get the copper up and running. Gonna build a conveyor tower? Absolutely. We're gonna be doing it for. I think we're gonna do it for concrete again because that's just fun. I don't know if they patched the game. We might not be able to cheese as hard as we did last time. Last time we had stuff clipping in and out of everything, and it was good. I assume they're going to try and stop us doing that. Okay, copper is getting really low. But that's alright, we're working on it. We're heading to copper right now, don't worry, game. I need either one of you, really. Come with me. We'll go and see a place called Candy Island. Who needs Candy Island? It's safer at the docks. That's what they say. Whether or not that's true. No, turns out the copper was here the whole time. I overshot it. It's fine. Yeah. We'll pick up right. Whoops. It's fine. Got a little bit extra copper ore, but we'll survive. Hey, Juanito, how you doing, man? Last bit sounds like you just propped you up when you pass out. Yeah, that most important thing. Prop somebody up, please. You know, put them on their side, whatever. But also, like, alcohol's so fascinating, and like so many people like drink. Like I said, I didn't have my first like even drop of alcohol until I was 26, so like 3 years ago or something like that. So I'm by no means an experienced drinker. I'm very good at holding my liquor, but that's a completely different thing, and I think that's more about mental fortitude than it is sort of physical capabilities. But I don't know. I read up a lot of stuff, right? And a lot of people, it's crazy. Like they just don't realize. Oh, I need more iron bars. For example, a lot of people have this sort of odd impression. Why are these not powered? Oh no, did I blow a fuse again? Might have. It's not good. They have this odd idea that... Oh, no, we specifically disconnected those. Ooh, right, yeah, that's awkward. I was using that for the new copper stuff. Okay, well, let's get you over here then. This idea, like, you can sober yourself up. You know what I mean? It's so crazy. People are like, oh, yeah, no problem. You can... That's too long. Like, oh, if you have, like, a cold shower, that's going to sober you up. You have a coffee that's going to sober you up. You know, if you eat this food, like, they have all these, like, old wives' tales. Like, oh, I believe this. And, I mean, there's a bit of confirmation bias to stuff, but a lot of people really, after they drink, just feel tired. So anything that makes you feel more awake and alert, you feel like, oh, I'm sober now, or I'm more sober. But, of course, that's not true. That's, like, the opposite of true. Literally the only way that I've read a lot of stuff that you can sober up is just time. And the average liver processes something like 1 standard drink an hour. So, you know, you wait an hour after your first drink, and then you start calculating, and you're like, oh yeah, so I've had 14 standard drinks. It'll be 14 hours till I'm sober. And of course, you get those people like, oh, that's not true. I didn't feel drunk in the morning. It's like, yeah, because you're not gonna feel drunk if you only have 2 drinks left in you or something like that. Hey, Wolf, how you doing, man? Hopefully good. Let's get schmelting, shall we? So we need another biofuel generator, which sucks because we're burning the fuel as is. We really need to figure out coal power, but we're far off it in the tech tree. Which is just a huge pain in the ass, but it's okay. If I remember correctly, the last time I played this, again, that was in the pre-release, so big difference. But we tasted coal. We just never used it. Yeah. Well, the thing, too, is, again, how drunk you are and how drunk you feel. There's 2 ways to look at it, right? There is, do you feel drunk and can you function as a, you know, more what a normal human being should, potentially. But if we're going off like the medical definition, like your blood alcohol level or your BAC, yes. Yes. Your BAC. Well, technically, so I like to stay 1 standard drink per hour. That's just a lot easier. But I believe it's... Is it... Hang on. I think it's 0.01 BAC. No. 0.015 BAC per hour is your deterioration rate, something along those lines. For a standard body. Having a better liver could change those numbers, but probably won't. Because you probably think you have a better liver than you do. As we all do, right? We all think, yeah, our liver's fine. You don't think you're supposed to taste coal? Well, funny you mention that, because it's not quite coal, but it's similar, because we were just talking about alcohol. So there's this thing called Navy Proof rum. And this dates back to, I want to say like the late 1700s, the early 1800s. And the British Navy would designate Navy Proof rum as something that was over 100. I believe it's something like 100 degrees is how they measured it, but like 100 on the scale of British Yankee alcohol crap. Because they didn't have the way of measuring things like we do now, which is a percent-based system. That's why you'll often see things that are like 120 proof, but that's really only like 60% or something. But either way, so Navy proof, like to be proper Navy alcohol, it had to be very high because you're using it for more medicinal purposes, cleaning, and also like removing of germs and stuff like that. And so how they would determine if something was Navy proof is mixing it with gunpowder. They'd pour a bit of the alcohol in a little bit of gunpowder, mix it into a paste, and if it would light on fire, it was Navy proof. And if it didn't, because the alcohol wasn't a high enough percent to allow the fire to catch, and therefore was just more wet gunpowder than anything, then it was not Navy proof. And I love the idea that some guy out there was like, you know what sounds like a good way of measuring stuff? Why don't we take gunpowder and try to light it on fucking fire? Insane. True Navy proof should be strong. True Navy proof is 67%, which is very high. Most hard liquors are 40 per take. However, so you're like, well, that's weird because I had a Navy proof rum and it was like 23%. Because some people use Navy proof to refer to the ingredients of the rum, like a style, if you will, which is an incorrect usage. But unfortunately, as time goes on, people use things incorrectly enough, people start questioning what is the true use. You know what? Yeah, like I think that's fair, but I honestly I think if you can just keep in your head 1 drink an hour, I think for most people that's going to be good. Because really, you know, whether you're a big fan of drinking or just like to casually drink, safe drinking is the most important thing. Have a good time, but have a safe time. And if you can go in your head and be like, okay, this is kind of a guideline I have. The only reason people should be thinking about, how many drinks per hour is, say you go out like 6 o'clock, you know, you have a game night, you've had like 5 drinks, you're going home at 10, most of that's probably out of you, so you can probably feel alright. You know? It's still up to how you feel, and a lot of people are going to feel more drunk at that point because, of course, they're tired. And when you get tired, that is what a lot of us associate drunk to, which of course it's not. We're just out of fuel? Oh my god, we burned through that fuel fast. Well, we can refill that, don't you worry. I'm gonna try and get our copper production up. I really don't want to build another biofuel or a biomass generator, but like we need to. And unfortunately, we're on a planet with very low biomass, so the race is on. Can we finish this before we run out? It's possible no is the answer. Where do you want to throw this guy? I think probably over here. Perfect, and have some fuel. Alright, things are running. This is our new cap. I like how this does it. That's your maximum consumption. If you ever go above that, it shuts off. You can see right now we are drawing pretty much our old max. So we don't actually need this guy running right now. So let's put him in standby. We don't need you right now. We will if we plug everything in. Concrete's running copper. I think we're going to if we turn the power on. So let's keep this guy running anyway. We need to research biofuel. It's a slightly more efficient and refined form of the biomass we're creating, which we're making out of leaves, because we really need to stretch the fuel we're using until we get coal, which, like I said, it's a bit off. We're not quite there. We might have to stall making our concrete tower until we're in a little bit stronger location or position. Sorry. See, a lot of you decide to light the powder tip. Yeah. So a means of setting up an oil pump to subterranean deposits. I don't know. I don't know if this game has oil. So actually, when I played the pre-release, you weren't allowed to go into tier 4, I believe. Like there was like tiers you weren't allowed to progress through anyway. So I remember us doing most of what you were allowed to do, sort of calling it to play it safe. And there's more to the game now, as well as we could experience more of what there was before. Yeah, so this isn't even on right now. Why? Oh, oops. Yeah, so there goes our power. Perfect. We don't actually want to store copper. Storing limestone's fine because you can just turn that directly into concrete. But let's go ahead and get our smelters up and running, shall we? So we're going to build 3 of these. Because we were looking at it last time, we were like, wait a minute. 3 is a pretty cool number. It's a number that worked out really well for us. So let's, I think, stick with it. Go ahead and get our splitter up. Oh, okay, sorry. Bit of a mistake. Thankfully, they give you back everything when you're building stuff. And brutal. Because it's a bit raised here. So that's fine. So we only need 2 of these running. There's no point in plugging in the 3rd because it's just going to dilute stuff. So let's not even worry about it. Oh, I fucking derped. I plugged this into that. It's funny you can do that. I don't hate the game for letting me do something I'm telling it to do, but same time, come on, game. You know I'm a dunsicle. Don't make me beg here. Yeah, no, I always I'm a lot more happy to have people drink at my place than drink out, or at our place. Sorry, say, but what's our plan? Well, right now, there's no reason not to just turn everything directly into the wire. So, let's just do a little bit of that. I don't really know if I should build this building. I feel like it's kind of cheeky. I feel like building it inside the mountain, a little too cheeky for me. You know? Just a little, it's a little too cheese. It's not say if you want to play this game, you know you can do that if you like. I'm not going to. Feel a little dirty. Nice. Go grab some more stuff. Oh, I love cheese, Fox. In every sense of the word, but you know, when I play a game like this, there's time for cheese, right? We'll cheese later. Don't worry, we'll get there. Need to grab some leaves to fuel our machines, though. Look at all these leaves. Delicious. Thankfully, I don't think we really care about global warming on a desert planet. Maybe we do. I don't know. Could be bad. So things we need. Reinforced iron plates. For that we need like 10,000 screws. No problem. That's just too much cheese. Nobody ever. Yeah, right. It's like when someone's like, would you like extra cheese on your pizza? Oh no, that's fine. I'm trying to eat a little better. Oh, it's free. You're lying. If you say you don't go like, well, maybe this one time extra cheese, you know? Pulled off a 7,000 D chess move. Civ 6. Okay, I like that. Tell me about it. One of my favorite videos. This is chess related. Before we ask, one of my favorite videos though is that really old guy who's got the actual like Star Trek 3D chess set. He's like, "This is 3D chess." He's showing it off, and then like he turns to do something with it, just fucking barely like bumps the table or something. The whole thing starts collapsing. He's just like, "Oh fuck." And I just die. I'm like, yeah, I feel you, buddy. I feel you. We should probably check our power. Things look good. Now, we haven't turned all those new constructors or smelters on. Actually, the smelters should be on. Constructors aren't, though. So, but yeah, what was your 7,000D chess move? Also, how is Civ 6 now? I haven't dabbled in it. Played Civ 6 when it came out, and I was like, it's okay. It's had a couple expansions, which is usually right when Civ starts taking off. You get a couple of expansions in it, and you're like, hey, yeah, alright, I'm feeling that. But none of the expansions, like, when I've seen like the trailers for them or anything, have grabbed me. Not in the way that, say, Civ 5 I did, or Civ 4 before that, or even Beyond Earth I liked. Certainly didn't like it as much. And then you start coming to this weird point, right? Where you're going, Is it me that's changing? Or is it the game? Obviously a bit of both. Right? But a part of you is still like, well, you know, it might be a little bit of the game too, right? I don't know. Man, we got a shitload of iron on us. Hang on. We should really get rid of this. It's just clogging up our inventory. Also probably send off some more research. Okay, that looks good. Let's finish making our concrete. Same thing too, actually, with the cheese. Whoever just takes like just a light crop dusting, just a little fart of Parmesan on their pasta, you're lying. They're always just like, tell me when to stop, and you're like, ha, yeah, in 10 years, bitch, keep going. I want to hear like
R&D
your
wishes
fucking
me
wrist
to tell
crack.
you these colored petals are useful for two things: dating and creating color cartridges. Mandatory reminder that you are under 24/7 surveillance.
Thank
the
you.
derived blueprint is now accessible in Hub Tier 2.
Okay, don't worry, I won't be dating anytime soon, game. We will see if we can research some the alien carapace. Or the bacon. Now let's check out the carapace here. Begin analysis. We can read more about these later. It's fine for right now. And then once we get this production online, we get our copper producing itself. At that point, and only that point, are we going to look into progressing down the tech tree. Like I said, I really want to get coal because I'm in a panic. I feel like we're going to run out of biomass. And that's bad. Double plus ungood, as I like to say. What is that called again? Double speak? Something like that. I always forget. I know it's not thought speak. That's something else. That's like, you know, some telepathic shit. I think it's double speak. But it is, like, there is a name for that Orwellian language. I think there's actually somebody who did Orwellian stuff before Orwell, and then ended up, like, teaching him or something. It's kind of neat. I like the word Orwellian. It's a lot of fun to say, so I usually just attribute stuff to him. Sorry if I'm wrong, English majors, but feel free to correct me. That's cool. He certainly popularized it. Okay. So, what you're telling me, game, is these are not to smelting. Oh, right, because I have to click copper. Okay. The power is about to shit itself. Let's check how bad we're sharding. Maximum overshard, almost achieved. That's fine. These are rookie numbers. You know what I mean? We gotta pump these up. But now it's gonna start goddamn panicking. Wire, please. Okay. Like, that's insane. Like, each one of these can do 2 of these. Right? Yeah, that's mental. Okay. Well, that's fine. We can set that up. What's this? Oh, something. Right, full up on it's probably copper. Okay. Whatever the fuck. Okay, so we need 2 more constructors. We'll yeah, I guess we'll put them here and here. the end of the world. I don't think we're plugging these two in, mind you. But we do have them. They're an entity that exists. I love how I just immediately plugged them in anyway. Oh, Billy. Not sure it's worth it. Okay. Go ahead and grab our... Oh, did we just kill the power? Was that it? Oh, that chunked it. Okay. Okay. Disconnect that. Ooh, it's maxing out bad. We're gonna have to see if one of our guys is out of energy. Possible. Alright, the old split going. Okay. Right here through that tree. I like it. Right around this tree, please. Perfect. I like how things angle. Like, that's a lot of fun. Okay, cool. Yeah, man, I didn't really want to build another smelter, I'll be honest. Power plant, sorry. More power! Let's read this quick story, sorry guys. So me and Germany were trying to take Cairo at the same time. Interesting, okay. We both had enough units to take it, but I would just be one turn off if I attacked with what I had there already. So you take a cavalry unit, literally run it around the entire German army and use it to take the city. It's fucking funny. Jesus. I love it. I do love stuff like that though, like when you hit a moment and you're just like, oh, if only I could, and then like a eureka happens and you're like, oh, I can just fucking break this game right now. And in fact, I can and will. It feels good. That is, it feels good, man. Power. Biomass burner. Look at this. You're struggling. Biomass. Why does this one feel bigger than the other? It probably ain't, but it just feels like it is. Like, what is this? Look, I'm lining everything up, and it feels all fucking 4D and weird. Why are you bigger than the other one? You little shitbag? What? Whatever. I'd be very confused if this one's physically bigger. Oh, it's exactly the same. Okay. As you do. Okay. Maybe one of these is out of fuel. No. 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 Can I can't take the biomass out, eh? I might be able to. Hang on. Let's see if we can really quickly here. Utility biofuel. We wanna get this built quick. Quite enough. We're gonna have to go steal some more copper. But it is very important we get biofuel up so we can not solve but help our copper problem a bit. We can turn all this wood into it as well, and the wood's quite cheap, really. No, they're all in the same circuit, yeah, and they'll all turn each other on properly. It does, believe it or not, it does work half right there. 153. Just need some more copper. Should be easy to get our hands. Oh, it should actually just be inside these. Oh, not quite. Okay. got for me? 0, right? Because it's exactly the throughput. Is this enough? I think so. I think it'll be fine. Ah, I love the look of this, though. I mean, Factorio, I think to me, is a slightly better game. Again, we haven't reached the end game in this, so it's not really a fair thing to say. But this game looks nice. Are we actually just like 5 off? You son of a bitch. Oh, that's fine, I guess. Go grab some of this copper and do some manual smelting. But I just love, like, not just like, I mean, this is gorgeous. Like, you just look at this. But I just love the verticality. I love how the 3D structures seem so much bigger. It's weird how it's like off, so I can't take the ore out of it. I don't know. It is what it is. We'll survive. Let's go check on our limestone. Get that going. So the wood is like a super efficient way of creating this fuel. But the thing is, like, I think you can use the wood for crafting as well. We'll have to check. Launch! It's going.
Milestone reached.
Yes!
You have unlocked several structures aimed to
Fucking love
provide
this.
the first needed to build basic factory infrastructure. Additionally, the biofuel blueprint will ensure improved fuel consumption of biomass burners.
Yeah, that's a problem right now. That's what we're worried about.
Additionally, you can
Like-
now build the space elevator, which is integral to your contribution to project assembly.
Can I take this out or no? Yeah, you can. Nice. So, the space elevator is how you activate tier 3 and 4, I believe. So I could technically skip the rest of 2. It's like so interesting how they do it. Well, in 2 minutes we'll be able to look at that anyway. So biofuel, you can see it takes a bunch of biomass, but I believe it's supposed to be a lot more efficient. And we need 4 stacks of 200. Get everything full up. And we have 150. Oh well. We're definitely going to be turning some wood into it, don't worry. Just gotta happen. Let's drop off hopper here. Grab this other biomass that we had laying around. Get picking. Yeah. No, the wood makes a shitload. So you can see 10 leaves make 6 biomass. 5 wood makes 25. So we have plenty of wood laying around too. It'll be okay. So I always wonder, like, the game tells me this is more efficient, but I don't have the numbers for it. So, is it more efficient? And it's like, well, of course, the game says so, I know, but is it more efficient because I can essentially cram, like, the same amount of energy per resource into, like, essentially a larger container? Like, do you know what I mean? Or is it actually more efficient? Like, am I saving resources by doing this? Or am I saving time? You may never know. Put more fuel in the fuel tank, yeah. You may never know. I kind of get it, but I kind of wish the game would auto stack. stuff sometimes. That's fine. I think everything else is... Almost there. Make another stack of wood. It's too bad because I was hoping to use this wood biomass for buildings. But it makes a lot more sense not to do that because, of course, we have no biomass on this planet. I've also been craving, like, a kind of, like, survival slash horror, but mostly survival game, where you drive down a long road, and you're just trying to conserve fuel, get from place to place. Like, you know what I mean? Anyway, let's learn about this bacon.
Additional samples are required for R&D to continue developing a defense-oriented blueprint.
Oh.
The creature has been named Phacocoirus plumiuscata, or fluffy-tailed hog.
What? The fuck's a fluffy-tailed hog? I don't remember seeing one of them on this planet. It's really, really much more visually pleasing. Yeah, absolutely. So, that's the downside too. There are no space bugs. There are fauna that you may fight if you like. As far as I know, there's a zapper gun. Or yeah, there's the hand zapper. I think I remember finding or seeing that I could research a gun. But I haven't found any reason to attack the aliens. I haven't found anything with it. I think there's secrets though. Because I remember exploring something and finding like a weird cave system and being like, oh, what's going to be in here? And I don't know, maybe they'll put stuff like that. But it could really do with one. But right now I don't believe there is. But I would love a buildable map that you set somewhere and, you know, maybe multiple ones. Maybe an upgrade for your PDA, maybe something you can carry with you and you can put in your hand slot. But I want something that allows you to look and be like, oh shit, here's our pollution. And I know that was the Factorio thing. They could, however they want to spin it in this game, but I would love a similar mechanic. That said, I'm the minority. Because most people out there hate dealing with bugs in Factorio and they just turn them right the fuck off. I like them. I like the difficulty it adds. I like the little spice. Sometimes it sucks when they sneak in and they take that part of your base. I get that, but I overall, I really like having them. They kind of give an antagonist, which is always enjoyable, right? So let's go ahead and get this guy up and running. But Lobster, you say you're very scared. Yeah, I did say that. You said you didn't want to have this now. I know. But I really also, as much as I don't want it, love to have more coppers. So, let's see what happens. Okay, well they're not technically on yet. Nobody panic. It's gonna be fine. Might not be fine. It's a little sketchy. So these guys we do want to feed into storage containers. But actually, just these two. I'll show you why in a second. Oh, really? That doesn't... Aw. Oh, really? I specifically tried to build them so they'd line up. That's okay. Oh, nice. Yeah, we got the lookout tower. I love that thing. It's actually super cool. We'll build one in a second, so you can all see it. Oh, fucker. Little misclick. I also like the fact that, like, 3 is always, like, belts and stuff. Like, I just like stuff that's on the same hotkey. You can lock it in Factorio, and I always do. I love looking at this little production line. It's good. How is power? What the fuck? Oh yeah, those aren't plugged in. I was like, but it's fine. Okay, it's a little sketchy. That's alright. It looks like we can squeeze in a little more, and I'd like to. Because we can have these directly convert into cables. You can see me terribly juggle through the UI. I forget what goes where. It's okay. Cable. So this produces 3-wire. So 45 wires per minute. This only consumes 30. So it's 2 to 3. That's not so bad. I don't think we can afford that right now. Oh yeah, because you have to do enough. This has to be ugly. Ooh. It's not quite half. I don't know how well this works actually. But either way, that's fine. We'll try and figure this out. So merger. Can I? Oh, I can I? That's nice. It's actually kind of sweet and funky fresh. I have to make it a little more forward. Wait, can I? Oh yeah, it's not gonna work. Neat idea though. We'll just do it properly. My original plan. Keep them down like this. Cool. So we're gonna build this ahead of time, but we're not setting it on the grid yet. It will be. We will be producing all this stuff eventually. But for right now, we just want to have it. Kind of there. You know what I mean? Know what we're dealing with? The nice thing too is like 3 of these means we only need 1 power pole. That's nice. These 3 are connected. This power line is not connected to anything because, like I said, as soon as we turn that on, the grid will have an aneurysm. That's a fact. Do we set up another burner already? Probably not. Yeah, the tank's a lot of fun. Yeah, I agree. It's just fun. I don't know. Fighting the bugs is just fun. Period. Right? Okay. And so these are all going to go into tanks. Do you need tanks? Probably not. right? I like them though. Oh yeah, let's get that lookout tower. So the lookout tower is super interesting. It's not very expensive to build. And you might be like, well, what's the point? Which, that's reasonable, honestly. You're allowed to feel that way. But the cool thing about the lookout tower is, which side is the ladder on? Hang on. This side. Cool thing about this lookout tower is we're gonna place it like right here. You can control things from it. So it lets you go pretty high, right? And it's just kind of nice to every once in a while. You just get this cool little, like, that looks awesome. That's fun. This is awesome. I can see that stuff way out there. It's just cool. But the big thing about it is, of course, check this out. If I want to build something funky fresh, like, oh, I want, for example, a smelter over here. Look at this. Like, I have like this now huge range I can build things with. And I think a lot of people, instead of doing it the way I do, where I'm literally down there building it on top of myself, I think a lot of people would prefer dropping one of these, building their stuff from here, for example, getting a good look at it, and then hopping down. I feel like that's probably a much more common way of doing it. I built it here because there's fall damage in this game, and I wanted to be able to hop off, which I think is good. Also, things that are good cables, we are going to want them. And I kind of want to feed these. I want to see if we can do something funky for it. I don't know if we can. But we're going to try for it, damn it. I think we can pull this off. Yeah. Sorry. That side. Awesome. Yeah, I like this. I think that's nice. So we can kind of like run through this area. But again, it just gives that sort of interesting tiered look to things. So, I mean, could I have run them all along the ground? Yes. But the sort of really interesting thing is when you like look out into stuff, and it just looks a lot more dynamic. Oh shit, that's probably that's right. The subject of horror you summoned upon Darkwood YouTube video. Oh yeah, man, Darkwood's great. I die at some point in that, and I have to start again. Broke my heart. But that's okay. It's okay. It happens. I honestly really like that game. There's actually a point, I don't know if you're gonna watch the playthrough, if you finish the playthrough, but this isn't spoilers to anything that happens. I get very salty at one particular thing, which is there's the dreams. And the dreams are very interesting to me. I'm trying to follow the story and everything. Only, unfortunately, to discover that if you have there's a check mark allowing some special edition or directors, blah 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 stuff, which says it may have some immersion breaking scenes. Now, what I'm imagining in my head is, you know, like in Fallout, you might get like a Star Trek reference or something, or like taking like strange ways. Or whatever it's called in like the Fallout 3, but I think Fallout. I remember Fallout 2 having like a weird thing like that as well, where you'd encounter weird shit more often. The Wild Wasteland or something, you know what I mean, whatever it's called. So that's what I'm expecting. What it is it replaces at least one of your dreams with something that has nothing to do with the game and is just kind of fun. Air quotes, but it was a terrible sequence, and also it just replaces that part of the story, and I got very, very, very salty because I just wanted to understand and experience more of the story. I felt cheated, but it's okay. This is so bad. Let's do it. Wait, what did that even plug into? Did that plug into this? Is this on? I don't even know what the hell this is plugged in, to be honest. There we go. This for sure kills the power, yeah. Alright, we'll build another burner. We'll get some more biofuel, and we will start crying. This is a very bad call on my part. But that's fine. I really like the atmosphere in that game. Okay, I'm gonna burn through 40 across the board. That's fine. Yeah, and that's what I feel too, Fox. Like, yeah, it should have been a bonus. But that's not what it was, and that's okay, because, you know, that's... I was very upset about it. Perhaps irrationally upset, but I really enjoy my story with games, and I like getting into it, and blah, 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 you know, and I can whine about this forever. I shouldn't. So that's what that is, you know? The developers made a choice, and that's okay. I know that now. So I know to turn that off. It's fine. Man, Darkwood's such a cool game. The thing, too, is I think I started getting really good at the combat. And once you get good at the combat in a game like that, actually the gameplay in general, like I wasn't scared of the night anymore and stuff. Found a lot of cheese ways to play the game. But once you do that, it stops being scary. And it starts being almost tedious, if that makes sense. Yeah, essentially they add a like a behind-the-scenes credit sequence, if you will. It was just done very poorly. That's alright. Like I said, they made a choice, and that's fine. It's just not what I expected, and so I was irrationally upset at the time. As human beings, we have to be able to admit that sometimes we're upset not because it was wrong, but because it's not what we wanted. It does fucking suck. Let's get everything fueled up. Start looking into coal. So to get coal, we need to make the Great Space Elevator, and then we have to launch a certain amount of garbage in the space. If I remember correctly. And I like the big switch turn on though, it's a lot of fun. Nice. 100 megawatts. Now we got cables. We have limestone production. Honestly, We might as well just... I do like making like a whole tower of it though. Maybe we'll do that a bit later. Maybe the tower will be a project for when we're a little further along. We're certainly not there yet. What's going on here? Oh yeah, that guy's not turned on. This guy's just full. And that's... Yeah, right. That's because the other line's not being used. Fair enough. Boom, boom. I was telling Kaylin, if you don't know, it's my fiance, Juanita. You'll hear about her a lot. The more you watch VODs or you catch the stream, just because she's a huge part of my life. She's my best friend, not to say anything mean against Self. Self is definitely my number 1.5, you know what I mean? He's my best friend who's also like a brother from another mother type of deal. But, yeah, we do like lots together, and she's a huge part of my life, so it comes up in conversation quite a bit. Turns out. But I was talking about the stream last night just briefly as we were walking around, and I mentioned you, and I thought it was super cool, like the whole fishing thing, because that's interesting. I hadn't heard of someone who goes Great Lakes fishing, much less as a solo venture. I thought that was really neat. So this uses 3. Oh, okay. Oh, this is funny. 3 limestone, 45 a minute. So these actually only do 30. So, is that right? Or is it 60? Oh, anyway, so she asked how old you were, because she was like, oh, it sounds like the guy's probably a little older. I was like, I don't know about that. I don't know, she was guessing you were like 35, 39, somewhere in there. I was like, it's possible. She's like, wow. You know, being a self-employed fisherman, that just sounds like an old man kind of thing. And I was like, yeah, it might be. I don't know. Like, I hadn't envisioned an age previous to now. Anyway, I told her I'd ask if I saw you. Of course, you don't feel like you have to give up your age. Doesn't bother you. But curious. So let's make 60 a minute. 60 moves on one of those. This takes 45. So that works out. We're going to have some excess limestone. I don't think it's worth merging it and splitting it and doing all sorts of funky fresh stuff. At some point we will. But for right now, I don't really care. I just want to have some of this coming in. And we'll, there's so much room here to build something cool with. Right? Feels like a shame not to use it. So why don't we use it? Why don't we do something cool with all this space? Why don't we do something extravagant? Like lobster, maybe we shouldn't. You always kind of do this extravagant shit. What's the point? It never works out. Well, I mean, it doesn't never work out. What are you saying, you son of a bitch? Rude. Because sometimes. But it looks cool. And isn't that the point? Like, what the hell, man? Why even do stuff if it's not cool? You know? That I'll never understand. You know? Art's pretty freaking important. Something like... Okay. Let's just bring it back here. I like that. Just from whence it began. Or as they say in Tenacious D, from whence you came, you shall remain. Until you are complete again, of course. 33, son of a bitch. Well, she technically said 35, but I threw the 39 in there just to, you know, just give you like a range. But yeah, she said 35. I'll have to let her know. Jeez. I mean, it does make sense though. Fishing ain't really a young man's game. You know? Young kids ain't got, that's that word. Patience. I certainly don't think I would have enjoyed fishing when I was younger. Like I said, only recently started doing it the last like year and a half or so. I said my buddy's 19 and he's crazy about it. So, you know, he's been fishing for a long, long time. What do I need? Copper pipage. Good. No, sorry, iron pipage, which we have here. Now, at some point, I'm going to want to bring all of this together. See, that looks so cool when you look on and you just see, like, the tiered. I love that. That looks good to me. I have this verticality. Why would I not use it? It's fun. It's fresh. It's funky. Stories are endless, eh? You thought about starting a channel doing drone footage. Will the old timers think you're nuts? Oh, man. Yeah, fair, dude. Honestly, go for it. Here's my big thing. Number one. A lot of people are afraid to put videos on YouTube or whatever because, well, who's going to watch them? First off, that doesn't matter. But I understand why you think it matters, and that's okay. There's an audience for everybody. Case in point, you're watching me. Who am I? I'm a nobody. You know? I've just got some crazy ideas. And that's about it. I'm just kind of a nobody with a bunch of crazy ideas. Maybe a slightly different outlook on life. And the one thing I will give myself, I have a great sense of humor. Thank you very much. But, yeah. I kind of like that. Kind of like that. Does this? Oh, that's gravy. Number two. If you're passionate about something, I really do think, like, you're not making, you know, a video. You don't have to, but, you know, write a book. Or, in some ways, document these. Because we're living in an information age where everyone has access to all this stuff. And there will be somebody at some point who finds what you've written to be very useful. And if not, it's just sad to think that we're not able to pass something on. Right? But I honestly believe, like, I consume all manner of shit. It's just useful. Like, if you're passionate about something and you spent time learning it, a lot of people don't do that. You know, it's nice to get some more of the craft. And because, like I said, there is a huge difference between the average cookbook, which unfortunately are fucking cooking web pages. Like, I love cooking. I love this is fun. I love like reading about new recipes and checking stuff out, and I'll always be like, you know what, I make this and I make it excellent, but there's somebody who made it differently and I want to know why they did, how they did. Was that a good taste? Is there a reason for it? And it's fucking Becky. She's like a 43-year-old soccer mom, and she's made a new fucking recipe for like something stupid, like eggs. You know what I mean? Maybe she's got a new way of making risotto or something, and you're like, okay, Becky, let's see what you got. 10 fucking pages worth of like goddamn essay about how when she was like 3 years old she had a risotto, and it was the worst goddamn thing she ever had, but it reminded her of her grandma. And you're like, what the fuck? And then it ends up being like, and we're gonna put strawberries in it because I've always liked pink as a color. Why? Is that good? It could be, but she's not selling me on it. Drives me ape. Anyway, tangent aside, point is, a lot of people put this shit out there, but they don't actually really have a passion for it. Or maybe they do, but they just don't spend any time learning things about it. It's just like drivel. So if you're actually passionate about something and you spend time learning it and you sort of can harness this craft, if you will, yeah, no, please put that information out there for somebody. Because someone like me is at some point, well, I mean, I am quite interested in fishing, but not to the point where I'll sit down and study it. I leave that up to the people I know. I find a lot of people know about fishing, at least in passing, and it makes a great conversation piece. Just being like, oh, I heard you, are you fish, or do you like to fish? Have you ever tried fishing? Because I'm not very knowledgeable on it. Please fill me in. So I like having that as an option in some conversations. But you know, eventually people like me will be like, wait a minute. There's got to be someone who's not fucking Becky out here. Like, why? The whys are so important. Whenever I tell people about cooking a recipe, I will always, until they glaze over, because most people when they ask how to make something, they're just like, well, that looks good. That's a nice little picture. I'm like, oh yeah, this is like fucking delicious. Just like, well, how do you make that? They don't really want to know. They don't want to know how you made that. They just want to appear interested, or maybe feign some ignorance, or make you feel good. But like, they don't actually want you to break it down for them. They're never gonna make it. That's okay. You know, you just need to understand that going. But if somebody is actually interested and they're like, oh, well, how did you make that? And I'm like, do you honestly, like, you want to know how I made that? Yeah, I do. Oh, okay. Well, you do this. But why you do that is really interesting. You know, because there's so much cool shit to life that isn't explained. And it's not enough to teach a man to fish, if you will. But because you can be like, yeah, just put your fucking rod down there and put this bait on it. They eat that and you'll catch them. But like, why? You know what I mean? What is the difference between a fucking crankbait and a jig? Doesn't really matter, right? To some. To others. Yeah, that's also very true. You never let people, especially not the old guys, know that they're on to something, because it gets right to their heads. And they all think they're hot shit anyway. Well, this is a good setup. I like this. Let's start looking into progressing our tech. What do we need here? Personal storage. Object scanner. Nut. Sure, I will learn about scanning some nut. Is this like a black light? Because I feel like that also is quite good at scanning nut. Off you go, buddy. Well, that was that. Actually see that launch. I don't think we need to research either of these. Ah, tier 2, nice. Right, yeah, no. Jump pad's cool. Walkways we want very bad at some point. Clear gun. So we don't actually, we don't need any of this. Although it's all handy. Like personal storage, super useful. We want all of this. I think we just go for our space elevator and try desperately to get coal up, because how are we doing? Actually, we're surprisingly doing okay. Maybe we're not as much in a panic as I thought. I don't watch cooking shows. There's very few I do. But I like them in theory. There's a couple. Here's the thing. I tend to like cooking shows that are either actually informative, which is none of them, the most part, or are very entertaining. Like, super entertaining. There's one I always forget the name of. Dear God. Yeah, totally, dude. You know, one of the other stupid things I believe is that sharing information is the best thing to do ever. I feel like as people, we just need it, man. Like, I feel like if we could share everything we knew all the time to each other, the world would be a better place. But you can do that on the internet. Yeah, but everything gets fucked up. You know what I mean? We're not really sharing information with our neighbors. We're just absorbing bits of information on the surface that we come across. It's very different. But I think thought shares and stuff like that are super cool. So if you put something out there, by all means, throw it on the Discord. Hit up some folks in the chat and be like, hey, check this out. Thoughts, please. Maybe they'll learn something. Alternatively, maybe, you know, they'll actually have decent constructive criticism. Not likely, but it might happen. Right? Just kidding. We have a lot of really good guys here. So I think I really want to get personal storage before we try and create the big space elevator. Number one reason is, holy shit, like, I just don't have any inventory space, even though I have tons of it. I'm squandering it. It's waste. Yeah, no, yeah. It's so funny, too, because, so, I work in a hardware store. And I spend so, like when I started my job here, I didn't know anything. I was not handy in a home sense. Technology, yes. Computers, yes. You know, art, cooking, like there's a lot of things I knew about, especially like movies and such. But I didn't know like shit all about like act. Oh! Why was there a random fucking slam it button? I love that.
Additional storage options have been provided. R&D inflated your pocket dimension and developed a personal storage box accessible in the build menu.
But you know, it's and I haven't had any training, but you know, I'm pretty good at my job. I'm not the best, but I can help a lot of people do a lot of things, and I'm super handy around the house now. Like I fixed the furnace. I've you know, done tons of plumbing and stuff, and that to some people who have done that their whole life, or their father, some such, you know, has shown them how to do it. Doesn't seem like a lot, but I never came from that background, and it's all just asking people, never being afraid to seem dumb, and just saying, okay, that's like, what are you using this for? That's cool. I don't understand this. I don't know what this product's for. I don't know why you're doing this. But tell me. Like, always ask people, like, why? How? You know? It's just, fuck. That's one thing I just wish I could pass on in the world. Just, that's it. I do always, well, not always, but I do usually act, dumb. I guess. Especially when working. Because A, they don't pay me to be smart. That's something I strongly believe. And B, when you're actually very intelligent, you're usually expected to do more, and people tend to not like you. Mostly because intelligent people tend to be smarmy assholes. That's the thing. But oh well. Now we were just hanging in place there because I was just waiting to get another one of these fired up because I want to get obstacle clearing for even more inventory slots. And hey, maybe a chainsaw. That sounds cool. I like the sound of that. These we can get shitloads of. Copper wire. Cool. bunch of reinforced plate. I don't want to set up reinforced plate assembly right now until we get coal. Does means I have to like manually produce all of this, which sucks, but it's just the amount of power I would have to dedicate to it. I'm a little worried I'm just going to run out of biomass. So there's something about these games that are like a little slower that make me, you know, wax somewhat philosophic, because I can get away with it. And I shouldn't. It's dangerous because I get ranty. I apologize for that. And because I'm very opinionated on some things. And again, having a strong opinion is fine, but forcing a strong opinion on people is very bad. And, you know, at what point are you doing what?
Milestone
or as I like
reached.
to say, Cascula
Additional
diff.
to an inventory expansion, you are now capable of removing foliage that consists
I'm
primarily
sorry
of
if I
wood.
occasionally get passionate. Nice. That's fun. I like going up there and watching that. It's satisfying. I also really like the animation where you slam the button down. It's good. Okay, so we need to build the space elevator. The question is, where do we build it? We want a huge open area. It is massive. It is, yes, massive. The middle of that lake could be cool. I wonder if we don't... No, we don't build like a huge platform and build it in that. I wonder if you die if you go in water, actually. I don't know if you can swim. And I kind of remember in this game, the further away you get from your starting area, the more numerous or the nastier enemies get. But I don't remember how true that is. That's just something I kind of... Oof, what is these? Looks interesting. Anyway, long story short, that's why I should really be playing games that are a little more involved in nature, so we avoid these problems. I guess I could build it over by the limestone, right? There is a large open area there. Like, that might make the most sense. Okay, this is not bad. Not bad. I know it's kind of far away, but we can work around that. What's this? Hang on. Are you human in this game? I believe so. It hasn't said you aren't. We just work for the Fix-It company, I believe. Hello. A heat sink. Wow. Now this oh shit, yeah, I forgot. We're actually quite close to death. This just makes me think of Subnautica, right? Come on, you little shit. So we're getting low on health, which is not good. Also, our frame rate's not happy being in a new area. Okay, hang on. Come here. Oh, you fucker. I forget what happens when you die, but dying in most games is bad. Oh, okay. Good. This is a crash site here. Circuit boards, like some advanced tech. It seems to be physicsing poorly on my body. There's a lot of screws, too. I think there's something to be said for just exploring the world and finding all this random crap, but again, we can't use it right now. A drop pod, cool. So to open the door, we need, well, we need to power it up. A bunch of power. That's interesting. Oh, that's super interesting. Yes. Why don't we make, yeah, let's make the space thing here somewhere. This drop pod. Oh god, I heard something bad. One sec, cats are being fucks. And yes, this can play, I believe, 4 people. Go up. Yeah, sorry, the cats. They want like a snack or to play or something. I don't know. They just want ape shit. So let's build the space out. Look how huge this is. Holy good God. Okay, we're gonna build that lookout tower I was talking about. Purpose of looking out, finding somewhere nearby that we can build this thing. Yeah, I would love to play this game with people, I think. Okay, we have a lot of options from here. Actually, this is a nice lookout tower. There's cool. Here, I think here's the spot though. Yeah, that's probably gonna be it. Now it is really big. We could squeeze it in here. That way we'd be able to probably see it from base. Okay, so shitload of more stuff, essentially. That's fine. These ladders, I can never figure out how they use properly. I hate games where going down a ladder is walking backwards, because I get it, but, you know? Alright. Let's bring these power lines all the way over. At some point we are going to have a pretty little walkway. Oh, you can run these along through the water, eh? Might be me, that doesn't make any fucking sense, but sure. Well, at least now we won't forget our way back. Hopefully. Yeah, it definitely seems like you shouldn't be able to run power through the lake here. Really, it's fine. Also, I'm gonna oh no. Wait, what the fuck's that? Did I just electrocute and kill something, or? Oh, I don't know, this is freaking me out all of a sudden. Fucking water in games, man. Like it looks like... You can swim. Where'd that shark thing go? It kind of looked like I just electrocuted whatever the shit was in there. Which is funny. I don't know. Like, doesn't it look like that's what happened? Was that like that? Was that just it finish, like it finishing building, or? I feel like I'm not supposed to run the power lines like this. Like it doesn't feel like that was good. That's okay. We'll have to research the walkway tech. Maybe we'll do that. We'll build a walkway and then we'll build our space elevator. Like, what is that in the middle? Yo, there's definitely something swimming in there, Fox. Yeah. That's not under question right now. Okay, cool. Alright, let's go grab all our stuff. We need a shitload of concrete. We know that. I think 500 or something. Maybe more though, because we have to do some research. I just wish my computer was better. Now that's my fault, right? Because I built it 10 years ago now, or something. 9 or 10 years ago, and it's held on, you know. It's pretty, you know, it's pretty beastly. We'll give it that. It's done a very good job. But, yeah. Let's grab some of this so we can create our own. And I could, if I wanted to spend the money, like buy new parts for it, right? It's not like I'm broke, it's just when I save up spending money, I do want to buy other things. Because I'm always like, it's fine, I don't really need to upgrade the computer. But then I play something like this, which is almost never, and I'm like, damn. I wish I didn't, like, get that random stutter. I'm going too fast. We can probably actually turn down some stuff. The game's really pretty, but I think we've shown off how pretty it is. I'll drop the foliage quality maybe down the low. See what happens. Foliage quality usually kills shit. Still look okay? Yeah. It's fine. I mean, we know the game's pretty. Hopefully I don't need the walkways. Nice, we can do this right now. Yes. Yep.
Milestone reached. After medical consultation, additional buildings aimed at factory traversal have been added. Walkways can now be accessed in the build menu.
Yeah, I have, like, the performance is a little funky, but it's just me. I didn't want to turn, like, I turned quite a few of the graphics stuff down, but I didn't want to turn it all down because I just wanted to show off, like, the game's really pretty. Yeah. Yeah. I think we have shown off enough of that. Y'all know. Heatsink, circuit boards. Very interesting. Alright, let's craft this concrete. It seems blurry on the ground now, or it did before. As I can turn that back on, we can mess with graphics settings, folks. We don't want the game to look bad for you guys. No, I'm tough. I can deal with whatever. We now have walkways. I swear to God, we just... Oh, the pod hasn't returned. Here it is. Organization. Ways. They're not too expensive. We do need a bunch of stuff we don't have. Cool. We're gonna grab these. I just want to have like this nice little walkway heading on out. Probably get the second line of that going. Ooh, look at that little fucker. Alright. So you head on down to the beach. Snap to a foundation. Sure, yeah, I can do that. Head on down to the beach. Just go. If I fall in, I'm gonna be smashing escape and crying, just so you know. So I don't... Do you think it's fine to run these through the water? Because what I was thinking, it might look cooler if we do this. If I built a little like thing here for it to sit on. would that look better? Weird I don't have like an end piece. I guess you have the turn. So you'd really have to make these double wide, huh? That's right, this is a walkway factory now, yeah. Oh no, you can't, you cannot put it on these. Okay, never mind. Never mind. Okay, never mind, I thought the game was gonna let me do that. Okay, gave myself a heart attack. Maybe now we can see what this shit is. This is fun though, I like this. I like walkways, I think they look really nice. It definitely looks like some magic fish or something, right? Green power slug. Okay. Is a water platform factory doable? It looks like you can't build on this stuff, but you can build on foundations. So I think what you'd have to do is like build foundations to raise up that point. Like if we, you know what I mean? Like you could do this, build on top of it. So that's something we could look into. I would actually really like a water world for this game. That'd be fun. About flush, probably a little higher. We're gonna stick with the plane of walking up to the power. Or maybe just on the beach here is fine. Perfect. That works really well, actually. I like it. We come here and then that's that. Space elevator. We need a little more copper wire stuff. Almost there. This does not seem super friendly. Now it's cheeky because you can't build a walkway unless it's connected to a foundation. However, ta-da! Once you build, I feel like that's got to be a bug, right? But whatever, it works. Once your power lines, it's fine. Power lines are delicious. God only put them there to slow you down. So don't ever let your power line stop you. Immersion ruined. Yeah, fair. That's our cable factory. Well, you know what? These are cool too. Wow, we have a lot. Okay. guess we'll keep screw. Oh, fuck it. Screw the screws too. Need copious amounts of copper wire. Perfect. Now we can build our space elevator. Start heading towards glorious coal. Yep, we're running along this biofuel. I think this is gonna look cool though, like, because from the main base you can see this really long, expansive bridge, and then in the distance you'll see the space elevator just rising up. What does X do? Oh.
Studying the remains of this creature might shed light on how to defend yourself in the future. I recommend analysis.
Oh, I see. What?
Milestone reached. After medical consultation, additional buildings aimed at factory traversal have been added. Walkways can now be accessed in the build menu.
Neat. So we can plug this in now. Oh, a hard drive. Okay, that stayed in there, thank God. That's interesting. I like games that have like story stuff, right? So this is gonna be our space elevator. What are we gonna drop? I don't know. Just sort something, maybe? Cable? Just drop some cable on the ground here. It's fine. Get this freaking thing, eh? Where's the okay, those are all the inputs. So we want the inputs. How do we want the inputs? Probably something like this, eh? So the inputs are all on the side of our factory. What? Doesn't that look so cool? Like all this shit just flying out of your backpack. I mean, it'd probably make more sense if drones were carrying it or something. I don't know, whatever. It's pretty cool. Check how chunky this boy is. Jesus. I hope you heard that siren. Probably not, though. It was quite quiet. I might be thinking, what's it doing? Yeah, it fucking is. Amazing. Super advanced micro drone tech? Yeah, maybe. There's the space elevator, boy. Like, just look how big that is. It's crazy. Also, we still haven't found a way to heal ourselves. Yeah, I'm fucking... Okay. I'm fucking dead. Okay, I'm not dead. There's our old space elevator. So, to unlock tier 3 and 4, we do actually need those rotors. We have to craft them. We also need a bunch of these. That's fine. We're almost there. That's just so cool. Oh yeah, you're definitely going to be able to see that from base. Which was the plan, because that's awesome. We might eventually put a beacon down. Like, I don't think we need one though, right? Because like we're gonna be able to look up and just. Oh yeah, there it is. Like, how do you miss that? Yeah, Factorio wishes it could have that. And don't get me wrong. Oh my god. Like, I love Factorio, but Factorio's never gonna look this. Mwah. You know, like, why fake? That said, I have a lot more hours in Factorio than I do this. So.
Amanita lardum or bacon agaric can be added to the object scanner catalog after unlocking the new blueprint in Hub Tier 1.
People don't like to have really tall shit in their backyard because it strips calm view of their windows. Yeah. It's gonna take 10 minutes to analyze this hard drive. I mean, I can actually see it from the window. That's fucking funny. I was about to say, I only have one small ass window anyway. I probably can't. No, I can. I can hella see it. Oh, the chainsaw. Yeah, at some point. Oh yeah, we need the research rotors. Until we research this, we can't actually start looking at the next tier. Bit awkward. Why isn't this going? No power. Oh yeah, we. Oh, it's because it's still hooked up to that son of a. Let's just cut this line real quick. It's funny. Yep. It's still draining all that power over there. Alright, well we gotta turn that off. That's gonna be... That's no good. We'll do it on the way back. What the hell is that thing anyway? Let's see him. Afraid he's gonna like try and jump me, you know? Stop. Although I think we do have to do this, no? Turns out this doesn't need power. Thank God for that. Power line needs to be raised? What's wrong with it, Yanks? Oh, you don't like the fact I walked through it? I could just put it on the other side. That make you happier? Playing for 2 hours. No shit. There, how's that, Yanks? This look a little better, eh? There he is. When you get close to me, like, splashes. Oh, fuck off. Okay. Right. He likes to come over here, though. Peace restored. We'll wait for him to get close. See him. There he is. Hang on. He's on his way. We gotta sneak up behind him. Oh, some funky movements too. I think if you get close to him, he dives under. Okay. He might not actively be trying to murder us. Possibly he is. Let's grab all the stuff we need. Pull some inventory room. Oh, wowza, okay. Let's not take quite that many. Some of these. I'll take these screws. All this stuff. Wants to attack you from below? Yeah, no, like, my heart can't take stuff like that. I mean, you might be right, but I'm not ready for it. Is that a rod in your pocket? It's several, thanks, Yanks. Thank you for noticing. They're hard like steel. Oh, they're just iron. We're still analyzing that hard drive. Speaking of hard. Okie dokie. Get all this in here, some of that, a bunch of this crap. 500 of the old spoolies.
Milestone reached. More complex assembly of parts can now be automated.
Yeah, I don't actually want to do that. I just want to tech up tier 3. Nice. Now, the problem is, I think, to build the rotors, I actually need an assembler. Oh no, I can make them myself. Okay, that's not so bad. How many do we need? I remember us needing a shitload of reinforced plates. Need tons of screws, which we should really set up screw production, but again, not till coal. Coal's the goal, you know? 50 and 30-ish, yeah. Sounds right. I mean, this is no problem. We can make screws for days. Those are good. We need them. These are easy. Turns out, I thought these were going to be a lot more expensive. Because for some reason in my mind, I saw rotor and I was thinking of the engine from Factorio. Because the engine is one hell of a leap when you start building stuff. And then you have to make the advanced engine or you require lubricant. And then you're like, I didn't want to start on oil production ever. Because fuck dealing with liquids. But you do it anyway. And oh my god. But anyway. Got there. Yeah, okay, cool. Modular frame sounds good. Sound that. We just researched a ton of crap we're not even touching. We're just leaving it. It's too dangerous. It involves a lot of heavy shit that we'd rather not know about. And, some people once said, the less I know, the better. At least in this instance. Normally I want to know more. And in fact, I do want to know more. But right now I really, really want to get coal up. That's my end goal. Well, you know, maybe it rotates screws. How do you know, Yanks? But yeah, that is weird. You'd figure you'd actually just use, like, a big screw. Or two. Yeah. Was it 30 plates? Hope so. I think we'll build 50 because we're probably going to end up needing 50. If we're wrong, we're wrong. It's not the end of the world. safe bet, yeah. Screw rotor, yeah, that's right. Oh, I forgot we dumped some in. I thought we used it in our research. Well, like I said, we're just gonna play it safe. If we go there with 50, like, we'll end up needing it anyway. So might as well. I feel like 75 does seem like a good number. Maybe we've researched that hard drive. I want to know what that is. I feel like it's some cool story thing. I love stuff like that. Like, give me just a little hint of a story in your game. I will live for that. I will pick at it. I will try and decipher it. I'll enjoy every second. Whoa! Analysis hard drive is completed. Select your desired reward. Alternate blueprint for screws. Oh, alternate blueprints. What the fuck? This is blowing my goddamn mind right now. Okay. What? Wow. Okay. Well, that's weird. So, this actually slows this down? Production rate for an iron ingot is 30 per minute, but it says here it's 11.25 per minute. Well, to make 3 of them though, so you actually get 33? No. Well, this hard drive thing's interesting. What do you think about this? Cut out, cut out the pipes. 2 of these makes more screw. The production rate's throwing me off. Because you're making 90 screws a minute. Either way, you're just making the recipe like one less step, essentially. You know what I mean? Fuck that, I don't like that. This is interesting, but I think we go for the reinforced plate. I like the idea of putting in more, like just feeding it more to make more. And essentially, like, this is a little more efficient. We're saving 2 iron plates. Look, we're not quite saving 1 iron plate per reinforced iron plate. We almost are. But I think this is just what we have, but a little bit faster. I kind of like that. That's super interesting. I didn't think that's how that was
Data on the hard
work.
drive has been salvaged and can be repurposed to unlock an alternate recipe.
That's super interesting.
Salvaging more hard drives will provide additional alternate recipes.
Yeah, I love everything about that. That's really cool. It's like just a great mechanic. He does, yeah, he splashed when you get close. What a shitter. No, if we find more hard drives, we can research them to get new alternate recipes. That's super fun, though. Like, I like that. I like the fact that there are ones that change the recipe entirely and don't just streamline them. Like, just make them a little more efficient. That's fun. It's just not what I want right now. I'd like to get the ratios good, and then later we can mess around. So, that's fine. Ready? Load. Seal. baby! We space now. Huh? Kinda bugged out. Woo! Off you go. Goodbye, little guy. That shit's like so satisfying. You ever figure out how to heal? I think those berries. I'm supposed to eat them or something. I don't know. I keep trying to just rub gasoline on my body and it ain't working. So here is for tier 5 and 6. 150 motors and 500 modular. The thing is, we've now unlocked tier 5 and 6. Nothing in them, but we've unlocked, or 3 and 4. We've now unlocked the ability to research them. A whole motor. 150 whole motors. Think of how many screws a motor needs. If a rotor... yeah. Probably about 10,000. Let's see our new research option. Coal, please. Coal power. Bingo. This is as far as we got last time. Tractors! Truck stations! Yes! That's super fun. Upgraded conveyor belts. We dare look. Steel production. Improved melee combat. The Xenobasher. An extra arm. A whole new arm. Very cool. Industrial storage container. Contains 48 slots for storing large amounts of items. Has 2 inputs and outputs. Damn. That's good. Very cool. Let's go for coal power first. Yeah, we can actually almost get this right now. And we should. Like I said, coal power is very important right now. Unfortunately, I can't make the more efficient one here. That's fine. Yeah, screws. But yeah, once we get coal up, I'm gonna feel a lot better about our situation. Then we just decide. Here's my plan. Build coal, and then we're gonna build just a superstructure. Just a self-contained building that just produces something. Just for fun, because that's what I like to do. I like sound of that. Send it! Quick!
Milestone reached. Long-range transportation, as well as the construction of outposts, is now encouraged. An increased focus on the explore and exploit pillar is recommended. Coal is 125% more efficient than biomass and can be automated.
I like that. And biomass or biofuel? We may never know. Whereabouts is the coal at? Nowhere near us. 564. Okay, so there's 2 over there. Well, that's our first one. Let's go take a peek. I think, yeah, let's grab some berries and see if we can munch them. It heals us a bit anyway. Oh, we don't have the, delicious. Hang on, we gotta build a portable miner before we even think about doing stupid stuff. Yeah, the send it feels so satisfying.
What else do we need for the miner? We have enough. Yeah, that's all we need. Well, what do we need for... Oh, hang on, a coal generator. Modular frames, and... Okay, let's build those before we leave. Right? Let's not get crazy. What do you think? We try and build... maybe 3 of them? I don't know how... like, much coal a single one is going to power. 3 would be good. Get away with that. Modular frames. Yes. Well. Was it 3 per? 3 per. So. Bit more. Automated powers game changer. That's what we were rushing for. Hey, Hugo Knot. Oh, that's a fun name. Hey, Hugo Knot. How you doing, man? But that's what we were hoping for. We've just been trying desperately because we're playing on a map where it says it has lower biomass. I'm doing okay, but you know what I mean. There was the real fear that we'd run out at some point. Get coal up. In the middle of a 350-hour save. Holy shit, son. I admire your dedication, and I fear for your sanity. But that's awesome. Two more. Squeeze them in here. I don't... we're not going to be able to. Shedder. It was close though. Straight up just ran out of the Oh, no, hang on. Can we get one more? Almost. Nice. Actually, we only need 2. Maybe we don't even build this? Because, yeah, let's not. Let's go check it out. Down and out with a bad dental issue, you haven't been doing much else? Oh, well, fair enough. Somewhere around here. There. Oh, it looked like it was way the hell up there. Well, we'll find out. If that's the case, this might be a problem. I like that balloon tree. This place is very pretty. I can say that much. Is it way up there? Shit. Alright. Here we go. We still had some of this on us. Did we have enough? Oh no! Wow, this is way up here. It's kind of cool though. son of a bitch. Well, I think it looks nice if we sort of like hug the waterfall here and just ignore that because I'm playing on low graphics because my computer is a fart. Okay. We'll be right back, you little shit. At some point, I'd like teleporters. That'd be cool. But if you can't do teleporters, then I would like to bring like another walkway system like down and around. Like, you know what I mean? Or we'll probably have a conveyor that we can ride back or something. I mean, there's a lot of fall damage in this game, Zelphus. I probably could cannonball leap. I didn't want to die. Teleportation? Yes. Like, I'm not even, like, I don't want, like, crazy blinking. I just want to be able to build, like, 2 beacons. I don't even want, like, a system of, like, interconnected beacons. I just want 2 beacons that can, like, go back and forth. And then if you want to do another jump, you have to have 2 other beacons. So you have to build, like, a teleportation, like, room, kind of. Which is kind of neat, I think. But, you know, make whatever they feel the most people are going to enjoy. I just like that idea. I don't want teleportation to be strong enough that I never have to walk. But I would like less, or more options to avoid walking, I guess. Not right now, though. But for when, you know, you start to do long distance stuff like is going on up here. I mean, there's almost something to be said for having it start here. So why don't we do that? And I'm a huge fan of the walkway. I just really like the look of it. You've probably heard from other games like the tile set or whatever, but this is a tile set I really like the look of. And I think you can make things quite pretty with it, which is nice. A little further up. One too many. Even it out. Straight here. Okay, we go in. Now we're on top of this like island. Which, like, this is cool. I like this. Anything neat here? What's that? Okay. It's a rock. Now my fist hurts. Mother shitter. And I like the fact that you have to build these foundations to start it. And after that, like, it's, you know, it's entirely up to you. How do you want this to go? It feels cheesy, but at the same time, you know, I like it, so I'm not complaining. One more. And then, so this area here where we kind of came out, what we're going to try and do, and this is going to suck, is we want to try and meet up with that. So, to that end, we have to go over there and build down. Because I'm not going to be able to line that up good any other way. Well, there's a fucker in that water, too. Never mind, I was going to try and jump off into the water. that fucking noise? A really random noise there. Scared myself there. I thought I was going to remove the one I was on. Like I said, I've said it before, minor heart attack. That's what was happening there. I think this looks good. Yeah. It's so hard to line these up. Like, you really got to have an eye for this shit. Or maybe I just don't have an eye and that's why it's difficult. So I think this is cool, eh? You can go here, you can see the path to the next one. And then, nice. Here's this. And then if you want to take the scenic down the waterfall, you're free to. Which is cool. Now, we'll probably at some point be given... Oh, that's cool. We get to go through it. Nice. Nice, that's awesome. Probably be building a vehicle. Like a car, I'd imagine. And at that point, do we look into building a road system? Yes, absolutely. We're not quite there. I think I just walked. Okay. This is underwater. That's good. Don't worry about that. Just pretend you definitely did not see that. Good to know that some of this is coded. No, I don't feel good about that. I have to go a little further before we do our turn. Gravity burn. Okay. This is actually a very nice area. Quite serene. Let me make this. Just a, that's what we do. Just like a little spot here you can just sort of relax, look out at before continuing on your way. Part of me was afraid that was gonna just disappear after I did that. Another little heart attack. It was only a mini one. So who cares? Oh my god, I'm out of shit. I'm so close! I wonder how I was supposed to get out here anyway. Where's that again? Okay, we're almost there. Cool opportunity to build a sweet home away from home. That right? Yeah. Those bridges, I like them a lot. Most people use foundations since concrete's so abundant. All but eliminate iron rods and copper from your production. It's sad though. The thing is, foundations look like, you know, not great. I understand they're efficient, they're cool because it works and blah blah blah, but this looks just, I think it looks so nice. It's clean, it's thin. Like I said, we'll probably end up having to build either a mirrored path or something along those lines with foundation, just so we can use vehicles at some point. I don't think you'll be able to put a vehicle up here, but I think it looks really nice. Oh, trains, yes. Oh, there's some concrete right here, actually. I freaking love trains in any game. And it's one of the big reasons why I was very excited to try this game again. I was like, trains? I think I might. Now, this looks like we ran out of power. Yeah, one of them did anyway. That's fine. Figure that out. Choo-choo! Hey, Onyx Virus, how you doing, man? Man, it's getting late. What happened there? Oh god, it's all the biofuel I have, huh? It's okay, we don't need too much more. You lied. Oh, not really. We don't need that much. Trains like the basketball team runs. Yeah, I kind of. No, this game's gorgeous, Elphys. And that's like the one thing I like Factorio a lot. Is this game better than Factorio? You can argue. I think Factorio's got a lot more going for it. But does this game look amazing? Yes. Are you going to enjoy your time spent in this a little more than your time in Factorio? You know, from a purely aesthetic standpoint, yeah, I think you would. Load it up, cranker. It is crazy how much space you need to do. I'll give you that. I like that though. I like how big it is. Factorio feels very small in some ways. Which is okay, but sometimes you just want to feel like you're really just destroying a planet. Come on over here. Oh yeah, we never plugged these in. Probably for the best, actually. Oh yeah, that was our automated screw production. What is our power like? Wait, you're not plugged in. We don't really need automated screw production, so let's just leave that little side factory there for now. I mean, we will at some point. I'm gonna be kicking myself. I'm gonna be like, oh no, I wanted to build this thing and I don't have 10,000 fucking... Isn't the power killing itself? Oh shit. Wonder what turned on. Something weird turned on. Oh, whatever. Figure it out. Old spaghetti factories hidden in their foundations. Nice. Are you talking about, like Factorio doing a mega bus? Because I feel you there, dude. That's one thing I actually... Well, no, we did do that, actually, in one of our stream games. Built a huge bus system. I've never done it as crazy as the way other people do, though. I kind of like having little micro factories. A spaghetti factory is obviously how I build stuff. Organic, some might say. But, chaotic. That's maybe a little better way of putting it. Almost there. this? This doesn't look like the desert at all. If I was like insane, I would say this even kind of looks like the jungle map. I kind of remember those bulbous trees. Let's be careful we don't fall here. Is this game still in beta? Good question. I don't think so. I think it's in full release, but it's not. It doesn't have everything they want. But again, I'm not. Yeah, I just shouldn't even answer that question. Sorry, I don't know the answer, so never mind. Probably can't clear cut this shit yet. Getting back is going to be eventually somewhat less fun. I think instead of doing this path, let's bring this back. Let's walk around this. Oh, shit. Let's pull the outputs to a new spot and cover it up. It is early access, okay. Yeah, they just added like a huge patch. With, like I said, trains and nuclear power. So whether or not like that's your thing, you know, it's up to you. Trains are my thing, though. Putting trains in the game, if you do it well, that's reason enough for me to at least give it a shot. Try it out. Factorio, which I love, and it's you can't not compare this game to Factorio. Like, let's just not even pretend. But Factorio does trains very poorly, in my opinion. They just suck. And it breaks my heart. Yes, I want them to be something else. Oh. Nuclear power, that's right. Yeah, I feel like this is the biome you start in if you pick the easy area. You know what I mean? I don't know. It looks like it. I wonder if this is actually just one giant planet. Oh, here's coal. Nice. Okay. Cool. I didn't realize I was gonna need. That's fine. You'll mark one miner up. Or where else was it here? Two more deposits, like right nearby. That's excellent. Okay. Single coal generator. I figure coal probably just literally goes. Oh fuck, that didn't work for shit. It just goes into the coal generator. Hey, so. Did say to line that up. It's not perfect, but that'll do. Now all we have to do is throw this tiny bit of coal in here. And, well, okay, let's not be crazy. Let's throw a power pole. So now that will automatically mine and feed itself. 120 coal a minute. Like that. This consumes... Oh, wow. Oh, we can feed a lot of coal off this, but what, 50? Our whole grid back home's like 100. Is just 100, I think, isn't it? Oh, sweet baby Ray. Hold up. We need to back this up. That's too powerful. Wasn't ready. Sweet baby Ray. Alright, let's get this input in here. Oh my goodness. Sorry, I'm so tired. I misclick. Alright, let's see here. Give me some coal generators. These are freaking huge, though. I mean, that's the downside. Goodbye, Mother Nature. Hello, progress. Beautiful. Really? That breaks my fucking heart. That's okay, though. We might be able to take this back with us. Weird if you can put it on. Oh, really? Hang on. Let's see if we can take this back with us. If we can bring this power back, we're in the clear. Ooh, it's gravy. Oh, I love it. I love it. You can't read the numbers? Oh, sorry. We'll figure out if I can do something about that. Like, can you read these numbers on the screen? Or was it just the power numbers I'm having trouble with? Oh, this is just freaking amazing. Look at this. Kind of small. Oh, are you doing it on mobile? Because I get you, dude. I'm sorry about that. I don't think I can make them too much bigger. I don't think there's a UI scaler. But we can check. There might be. Some games give you one. Video... by scale. Nothing. I mean, we could turn down our view distance, actually. It'd probably make the game a little nicer, too. No, I don't see anything about UI. Sorry about that. Oh, that's so cool just seeing the space elevator, though. Tons of fun. Can't wait to plug this back in. Grab some... Oh man, the base needs this too. Like, we're just struggling for power. Where's this coming from again? Go over there. It's probably gonna drive Yanks nuts that I'm pulling the wire like over our heads. But that's fine. Oh no, is that clipping? That's not good. Not good at all. We'll have to do it this way, I think. Yeah. Beautiful! How is the power now? Slamming! Unreal. Oh, the view can only take you so far. Yeah. And view distance, crank up field of view. Field of view is not going to increase my UI though. And I don't really want to play Quake Pro. I actually don't mind it. I've never really had much problem because you know, I've played the Quake games. I do like my FOV to be stupid. But I find it's, when you're not playing the game, it's really hard to watch. Someone has a screen like that. So you know, to me, I'll enjoy a game no matter what, because the gameplay, the story, the narrative we put together, like all this stuff is the most important part. So I want it to look the best for you guys. I just wish I could make those numbers bigger, like I said. Sorry, I don't think I can. But honestly, actually, reducing the resolution. Hold on to your nuts. This is gonna get ugly. Reducing the resolution but putting it full screen should artificially, because I'm kind of stretching everything. Oh no, it just looks like ass. Never mind. It should have worked, but it didn't. Sorry. Figure it out at some point. Wiring is a plate of spaghetti. I think it looks great. I like wiring like this a lot. Let's craft some iron plate. Bunch. So yeah, we need a lot more of these. Oh buddy. We gotta get this power rolling. Yep, I'll try and read the numbers out, for sure. I mean, that's a good habit to get into anyway. But if we can get like, all this power set up. But maybe that's something we should do tomorrow. I know it feels like we're just in the full steam of things. Or the full coal. This turns out really not steam power in this game. But either way, we're really on full blast, and it feels good. I'm riding that high of just having accomplished something like, fairly significant in the game, and we've solved all our power issues. But it is getting late, and I should probably, you know, be cognizant of that so I don't continue to always be up, be past my bedtime. The game is a glorified cookie clicker. Oh my god. You're not wrong. In many ways, that's true. That was one of my favorite challenges, and like getting the achievement in Factorio was the lazy bastard, because that's such an issue. Is that you just click stuff and it's like building it. It's like the whole point of the game is just to have everything do it for you. I shouldn't have to be holding these crafts. I should have machines doing this. We don't, because I was really worried about getting the power up and running, which we've now done. But yeah, that should be something where we're sort of automating everything. We'll get to that point. Now that we have power, we actually have the freedom to do that. We didn't before. But that's something we can do. But either way, I take it easy, everyone. I will catch yous tomorrow. Make sure we save. Oh, please. Beautiful. And I will see you all then. Peace. What's the motor recipe? Shit. You're never wrong? Well, none of us really are until we actually, you know, find out that we are. Take it easy, guys.